What's up, guys? So today is going to be the tutorial day where we are going to be using this clip as our reference for color grading. So let's get started. So you can see the image was shot on a log profile as S-Log2. You see it's washed out, right? So now let's kickstart. We'll turn on our lumetric scope where we'll be using to as reference to monitor all the things we are going to be color grading to know if we are overdoing it or not, because as a colorist you have to use your lumetric scope to monitor whatever that you are doing. So to get started, we'll have to first of all create an adjustment layer by clicking on this paper but I've already created one, so there is no need anymore. But anytime you want to create it, you can just go on. So I'll pick this adjustment layer on top of my footage because I mostly do my color grading on an adjustment layer. So here is my waveform on my lumetric scope that I'll be using to monitor my shot, my clip, to know how we are going to be balancing the colors. So we'll go to the basic correction panel where we'll be adjusting to convert this log footage to Rec 709 so that we can be able to work with. So here is the basic. We'll first of all turn on the contrast, increase the contrast, then we'll reduce the highlight or we'll decrease it a bit. Then from there we'll turn on the shadow down, reduce the shadow. Then the white, you can see our waveform, you can see that it is moving, right? Sorry, my system is a bit stuck, that's why you see it didn't move while I was touching all of that. So it's hitting the 100 IRE. That's the light at the back that's causing that, but that's not a problem. So we'll increase our white to give it a little bit of brightness. Oh, then we'll decrease our blacks. Yeah, right there. Right there. So you can see our image and we'll correct our white balance. I'll click on the surface that is white. Boom. Here we are. So you can see where we have come already. So this is the before. You will go to check. Here we'll go to the curve section where we'll try to create a more depth. Here is the, you can know that this panel is the shadow, and then we have the mid-tone, then we have the highlight, which is at the top. So we'll bring down the shadows a bit to create, just give the image more depth, then raise the blacks a bit, then increase the highlight. Now we've created an X curve already. You can see our image is more pronounced now. And then yeah, so we'll go to our effect control, then we'll rename this going to rename this. Okay, let's forget about that for now. We'll just give in a little bit of saturation. Yeah, right there. I think like 110, 110. It's okay. And what else? So you can see our waveform is well balanced. All our images set. So you can see we'll create another zoom in our image where we're going to correct the skin tone, pick the pencil, make a mask around this forehead. So then we'll turn on our lumetric scope YRE, our vector scope YRE or whatever. So that's it. So you can see on the lumetric scope that our line is a bit off from the straight line. So we'll go to the hue versus hue. We'll pick the eyedropper tool and click on our head, and we'll raise it down a bit. You can see it has balanced. So this is how to correct your skin tone. It must lie straight on the straight line. So then we'll go off, we'll turn off mask, you turn it off, you delete it actually. So that's what we are going to do. You delete it, then you come back. You can see how our footage is looking like very, very beautiful. We've come from a very far from a washed out image to a well This is not color grading yet. I can decide to use the LUTs. You can see these are some of my LUTs, but I'm not going to be using any LUTs today. I want to manually grade my footage. So we are going to turn off the LUTs. There are lots of LUTs that we can use. You can see a lot of them. A lot of them. I can just reduce the LUT, but I'm not going to use any LUT today. But I just want to show you a reference. Sometimes I don't even make use of these LUTs, except when footages are too many for me. Then I make use of LUTs to ease in. But you have to still play around. So turn on our LUT to 100, and then I'll go and remove it. So we'll manually grade. So we'll go to our color wheel our color wheel match. Then reduce the shadows a bit, because I want her to be more visible than the background. The background is too it's too bright. Turn on the highlights, turn down the highlights a bit. Yeah. Then we push it towards the red part a bit. Good. So you can see how our image is looking right now, right? So this is where we have come, and you can see how beautiful our image is looking perfectly very well. Sometimes color grading is not just, it's a work of art. So we use the color HSL secondary, select our skin, then we'll mask it out. Now I have to select our skin at least. All right there. Yeah. There. So exactly. Yeah. Please, that's well selected. Yeah, at least there, yeah. Select out our skin tone. Then good. So push it towards the warm. At least we have to denoise and then blur it a bit. That's it, right? I think 13 it's okay. Then go down, warm it. I warm her skin, push it towards the reddish part, because I want her to, it's too pale for me. So push it to, yeah, I get it. Exactly. Clean. So you can see the way it looks, right? So I think we've gotten the skin a bit pronounced and more on the straight line. So we'll push it towards, yeah, it's okay. Exactly. So you can see that, right? I'm trying to just touch something a bit, not much, but just a little bit. Great. Exactly. Great. So you can see how our footage is looking like right now. I can decide to stop here, and then this is the before, this is the after. Before, after. So you see where we have come far. We've come very, very far already with this footage. You can see she's looking very, 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 her skin tone is looking very balanced and everything is looking good. So what I want to do, I just want to touch the background a bit. I think the background is too bright for me. So what I want to do, I'll just select her skin tone again. Then try to bring it down a bit. I want to give the background a different color. So select the skin, then we'll mask it out. We'll mark the skin out. Yeah, I'll click on this icon here to select out the skin. So whatever we are going to do is not going to affect the skin, but only the background. So that's what I'm trying to do for you guys to understand. Okay, then yeah, reduce it a bit. So yeah, so mark the skin out already. Then we'll reduce the brightness, reduce the contrast of the background a bit. Okay, and try to cool it down a bit. Beautiful. So you can see, right? You can see how she's more focused. She's one more focused on now, like she's well lit, well looking good, and all of that. So you can see how our color grading is looking. So we'll push it towards the blue area because I want the background to be a bit bluish. Yeah, I'll push it towards the bluish part, give it more blue a bit. Nice, good. So you can see how we are looking, right? This is how our footage is now looking. You can see she's looking beautiful. Everything is looking well in order. So color grading is something that is not difficult to do. But when you understand what you're doing, so give it a bit of sharpness, like 35. Then, so that the image, because I do reduce my sharpness in camera, then we'll give it a bit of vibrance, like 20. Then reduce the saturation a bit. Right there. Yeah. So you guys can see how everything has come out very perfectly. Okay, yeah. So you can see here is our color, and here I think I can stop here. I can decide to go over, but this is an 8-bit footage, so I will not want to heavily color grade it because it will break and it's not going to be good. So you can see this is where we've reached and this is where we've come. I think I'm going to stop here because I already like how the footage is looking.